What's up, NASCAR Heat 2 fans? David Land here. Welcome back to the NASCAR Heat 2 career mode, and today we get our opportunity in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. However, at the end of the last video, it said we were going to be scheduled with Levine Family Racing. Plans have now changed. You know our team, Motorsports Business Management LLC, run by Carl Long, and we were not on very good terms with Carl Long in the Xfinity Series, but apparently he's decided my talents are good enough to warrant me driving his Cup car. So instead of Levine Family Racing, we are going to be driving for our Xfinity team in the Cup Series. That makes sense, doesn't it? It actually makes more sense than Levine Family Racing. We're only going to do a 25% race, and that's only because of how absurdly long the Cup Series races are. We will do 50% Cup races, but probably not during the hot seats. We'll do those when the career mode switches over to the Cup Series full time. So sorry if I disappointed anybody by kind of teasing we do a 50% race and then end up not doing it. But this race will be more than long enough, I suspect. So Martinsville, the STP 500, let's head there. Here we are at the Martinsville Speedway for our Cup Series debut. There is the 66 Cash for Claims R Us car. Oh boy, what a funded car this one is. But Martinsville is a short track, and we know how the short tracks are for our car. So let's see if we can get pretty high up the field and get a good qualifying effort for the race. So my qualifying lap was not that great. I really well, there you go, loosened up the car quite a bit, and I end up hitting the wall coming out of turn 4, so that was not a good start, not a good start. I would have, if I had not hit the wall, probably qualified much better than that, but I loosened it up way too much. Did I just see David Reagan in the top 10? Wow, this is maybe a wild race, so sorry about that, we're last, but I guess I'll play with the setup before we get into the race and tighten her up for the race.
We're coming to you live from Martinsville Speedway, located in Ridgeway, Virginia. Martinsville recently celebrated its 70th anniversary, and as part of that celebration, it was revealed that they will soon be hosting night races. In fact, the light poles are already in place around the track. No night racing today, but there's plenty to be excited about as we get ready for our first short track event of the year.
Presentation. I like it. I like it. So here we go, racing in Martinsville in our Cup debut. I'm trying not to spin off of the final corner. We do get racing underneath DJ Kennington. Can we get him by turn 1? I think we can. I think we can. Yes, we can. Around DJ Kennington and up a position on our first lap of Cup Series competition. Working to the outside of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Kennington trying to stick his nose in there. Oops, a little bit of contact with Earnhardt. Didn't really want to do that. Again, the idea for me this race is to try to keep my nose clean as best I can. And that's not going to help as I smack the outside wall. Now working our way into 1 and 2 around the outside. Whoop, there goes the 95, almost up into the wall. As we got some contact between us and LaJoy, and there was more contact further up the field, smoke going everywhere. So underneath the car I was originally scheduled to drive, Michael McDowell's car, maybe. Wow, we really were last of the late breakers there. Somehow managed to get it into the corner, but Corey LaJoy almost lost it on the inside because he slammed into us going in. And McDowell trying to stick his nose underneath us. Boy, this is kind of hectic back in the traffic as we get in behind Paul Menard here. I'm going to try to brake early, keep the car kind of stable, because it seems like the car really wants to, you know, dive into the corner when you brake super hard, and that's not a good thing because you can get a speeding penalty and whatnot, because if you hit that inside curb too hard, or if you cut too far to the inside, is what I'm trying to say, they'll ding you for speeding on pit road, even if your intention was certainly not to come into the pit road. As we get a little bit of contact with Trevor Bayne there, that whole keeping my nose clean thing is not really working out. Whoop, there goes Trevor Bayne, around he goes. That's probably going to be a yellow. And there it is. So I could pit, but you know what, let's not. If we get another yellow pretty early on, I think I'll pit, try to get some strategy going. But at the moment, we'll just try to take the track position. Here we go. Back to the green and wheel spin all over the place. So we lose out just a little bit on the restart. As I way outbraked myself there and kind of screwed Elliott Sadler. Let's take a look at the running order if we can. There we go. Okay, so Paul Menard just ahead. Joey Gase as well. Oh, and a slowdown coming off of turn 4. That's no bueno. And it looked like Kennington was trying to get to the inside. Yes, he will. So we were 3 wide for just a split second there. And then Gase got a bad run. We'll work around the outside of Gase and Kane and Ty Dillon. And in behind Dale Jr. And that was a great lap, apparently, according to the spotters. So, hey, we're running faster. Apparently, the outside lane is working as Danica pancakes the wall there out of turn 2. I think there's going to be a lot of that today, especially as the cars stay all packed together. Now, if we have a long green flag run, lapping is going to be a big issue, and seeing as we're at the back of the field, we need to kind of move up quickly, otherwise we are going to get lapped. Something fierce early on in this one. As we almost braked ourselves into the pits, and we don't want to be doing that as we gave Eric Jones an absolutely huge shot into turn number 4. But somehow everybody makes it through as we get a little bit of contact going with Jones there. They're 3 wide with Dillon, Patrick, and Jones. And now I'm behind Ryan Blaney. So we'll just keep to the outside here for just a second and try to get a good run, which we do. Really good run around the outside of Busher. But we pinballed off the wall and off of Busher, so at the moment we're going to have to sneak in underneath Busher, contact just a little bit. But that's kind of short track racing right there. And we'll try to slice underneath Blaney, which we do. And underneath Witt as well. Maybe. Yes, sirree, Bob. Truex is way too far back, even though this is a short track, and apparently Truex isn't very good at short tracks, whatever. Whoa. Whoa, I almost got a penalty there, and McFlurry's around. McFlurry gets wrecked, and there's the yellow. There is the yellow. So we have 20 laps remaining on fuel. You know what? We're going to pit. Even if this is going to put us at the back of the field for now, we should be good in the next stage. We'll see if this is a good strategy call or not. But hey, going for fresh tires when we have the opportunity is a good one. So here we go. Back to racing in Martinsville. So I just try to feather the throttle to try to not have too much wheel spin, as I had a little bit of wheel spin, but nothing too significant. As you saw me slide around Jeffrey Earnhardt and now to the inside of Casey Kane. And Kane working to the outside. Everybody slowing up, as it's a Martinsville, Virginia traffic jam here. And there's another wreck, It's Landon Castle, and we get another yellow. So we'll restart in 38th. This is going to be a crash fest, I suspect. So we're not going to pit, stay out, not really gain anything, but we'll start on the outside. I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but we're waiting on the green flag to come out. And back to racing we go. Somehow Landon Castle, despite crashing, gets to start ahead of me on the restart as we try to cause another yellow with Casey Kane there. Oh, way to the outside we go. And Earnhardt down to the inside. He clearly has the better line at the moment.
Hold your line.
We've just got to maintain our speed. There you go. Look at that.
Carlo.
Look at that run on the outside. Rough up Dale Jr. going into
Carlo.
turn 1. 3 wide on the outside of Martinsville. That's not the best idea in the entire world. And now we kind of go back to a much more sane 2 wide with Kane down to the inside. Rough up Dale Jr. Really rough up Dale Jr. Way too much roughing up of Dale Jr. And I'm surprised Jeffrey Earnhardt did not try to honor his family by killing me right there. Okay, so we got 2 Earnhardts in the back, along with me. This is so interesting. Some people would say realistic, and I would not say those words. That would be the words of somebody else. But anyway, here we go. Launching our way out of turn 4. Dale Jr. trying to block me there. Didn't quite get it done. And suddenly our car is crap. I don't know how this happened. But, okay, we got around Kane. I try not to get shoved into the pit lane by Dale Jr. Well, that's the curb. And that's Dale Jr. absolutely tire smoking it up big time. That was a John Force burnout at Martinsville. And Earnhardt back to the inside. More contact with Earnhardt. Well, we're getting definitely getting our rivalry going here. If there was a rivals, if the rivals mode was on in the hot seats, Dale Jr. would be hating me at the moment. As Kennington very slow off of turn 4. We'll work to the inside of him. 4 laps to go in the stage. Earnhardt is just all over my bumper. All over my bumper. We got 23 laps to go on our fuel mileage.
Hold your line.
As we work around the outside. It looks like McFlurry almost got in the wall there. He did not, though. And we're coming up behind the 2 cars that caused the 2 accidents today. Landon Castle and Jamie McFlurry. As LaJoie is going to be a bit of a pain. And here comes David Reagan into the pits. So rip David Reagan. He was doing well. He qualified 5th, but his race is, for all intents and purposes, over. As we wreck Landon Castle, but he saves it. So Landon Castle not having a very good day so far. And the stage will probably end coming onto the back straightaway for us. So we got to try to gain as many positions as we can. We've got 21 laps of fuel remaining, so we'll have 20 laps of fuel for the stage. The next stage. As down the back straightaway we go. Stage should be over right about now. Look at me being proved wrong. There it is, 28th in the stage. So not too bad, not too bad. All things considered, and there were many things considered, I can assure you. Everybody is pitting, so hey, should I don't know. Should I chance it? You know what, we're going to chance it. We're not going to pit. We're going to try to lead this thing. We're going to see what happens here. Take a risk. Get some track position. Alright, here we go. And of course the advantage of starting out here is not only can we get that amazing restart, but we don't have to try to accelerate in the corner, which has proved difficult in the past. So AJ Allmendinger goes up to 2nd. We will lead the race, going off into turn number 3 and 4. Now the only problem is we're going to lose some laps, I would assume. 19 to go, 29 in the stage, so we've got to make up a difference of 10 laps. That's going to be, that's a tall order, so we kind of have to hope that there's a yellow. But getting out here and leading, we'll see how it all works out.
That was your best lap ever.
Yeah, it was my best lap ever because of the fact that we were in clean air for the first time this entire race. But the car is handling so well right now. We're just able to gap the field, absolutely pull away. So what we need to do in these next 18, 17 laps, however many left we have on the fuel, is just to go as hard as we can, pull out as big of a gap as we can, and hopefully start lapping some cars so that we are not the last car on the lead lap, or the last car 1 lap down. So let me restate that. So we are a car that can get our lap back if a yellow were to come out, and also have somebody to race when we come out of the pits, because that's always fun, isn't it? So we are definitely pulling way away from the rest of the field, which is exactly what we need to do right now, running the crazy, kooky strategy that we are. Allmendinger still running 2nd, Suarez is 3rd, Keselowski's up in there, Jimmy has fallen way back after starting on the outside, or restarting on the outside. Yeah, double file restarts aren't really a thing that works at Martinsville, are they? So we use a little bit of the curb there. We don't want to use too much of the curb. That's a bad thing at Martinsville. Bad thing to be doing at Martinsville, I should say. As we get on the curb just a little bit again, and hard on the acceleration down the back straightaway. Almost to the rev limiter there. And just kind of coasting around 3 and 4. Don't need to absolutely kill the car to get around the corner or get off the corner. Let's take a look at tire wear. Yeah, it looks like we could definitely do right sides. The left sides aren't too bad. So anything to make the pit stop that's inevitably coming shorter, we need to do. Assuming, of course, there isn't a yellow. But we are starting to see the back of the field as we continue to pull away from Allmendinger. So it's going to come down to lap traffic here and how well we can get through it versus the rest of the field.
That was your best lap ever.
As you hear it, best lap ever. We're just running faster and faster as the fuel burns off and my rhythm gets better. And the way I drive this track with this car gets better. So 4.5 seconds ahead of Allmendinger as we start to catch the back of the field. And things are going to get real interesting from here. Whether or not we can get through lap traffic decently or suddenly our lap times will absolutely die. Boy, it's so funny. I've been looking at those lap cars for like 3 or 4 laps. They don't seem to be getting any closer, but I know they are getting closer. It's just like dangling a carrot out in front of me. It's just like you've got to just wait and wait and wait, and then eventually you'll get the carrot. And then the carrot will wreck you and knock you out of the lead. As we hit the wall, that's not a good thing to be doing. We've got 18 laps to go on the stage. That means I probably have like 8 laps of fuel left, I would imagine. No, 11 laps of fuel. So we're going to have to pit with 7 to go on the stage. As we work our way around the bottom of the track. I wonder if they have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage. I would assume they probably do, but you never know. We'll certainly find out. We'll find out together, shall we? So to the outside of Witt, can we get there? Not quite. We'll roll it around the center of the corner. Thankfully, a lot of these guys have now spread out. As you heard the spotter say, careful. Probably because of that. So yeah, Cole Witt, suddenly we're in traffic and we're slow again. Probably because I'm trying to outbrake myself, and that's just not happening. That is not the fast way around Martinsville. So we just need to brake early like we were when we were by ourselves. Just kind of take our lumps on the entry and get that amazing exit, which we didn't really. And Jeffrey Earnhardt's running very low, almost like he's going to come into the pits, or he's giving me space because I'm the leader. One of the two, as we just absolutely ran the curb there. And it hit the wall, and now Cole Witt goes back around because David was stupid and tried to take too much out of the corner in lap traffic. And you saw the end result. That's annoying. Okay, let's try again. We've got to work up all that momentum back. As to the inside of Witt we go. Okay, lapped Witt again. Allmendinger has gained 2 seconds on me just in the course of this silliness. Right out next to the wall. Man, that was close. Let's try to arc it down the corner, cut in front of Witt. Get that amazing exit underneath LaJoy and Earnhardt. Up on the curbing. Not what we want to be doing. Stop hitting the curb, David. It's going to kill your race. Well, we almost were able to run a decent line through there that time. Just kind of got held up by Kennington just a second. Still 6 laps to go on fuel. And Jimmy the Juggernaut has moved up into second position, so that's concerning. As Jimmy restarted on the outside of the front row, and now suddenly he's worked his way back through the field after falling due to the outside lane curse at Martinsville. We've got 10 laps to go on the stage, and underneath Casey Kane we go. Now about to come up and lap Eric Jones. Work down to the inside, just take that apex nice and easy. Off the corner we go. Trying to get around Jones, not quite happening. And I drove too deep into the corner, so we're going to have to sneak down to the inside. Try to get underneath Jones, which we are able to do. And now roll it through the center, try to get around Dylan. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's into the outside wall once again. And we got a yellow. So we won't lose the lap. We'll be able to pit. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And repair the car just Just all the good things right there. I wonder if they brought out the yellow because I hit the wall. Well, anyway, we get into the pits. And hey, guess what? Because we lap those cars, they get to stay one lap down, even though we get to pit. Oh, I love the NASCAR rules sometimes.
They're about to throw the green. There's the green flag.
I wish I'd lap more cars. But we're back to racing once again. So we only fell to 32nd place. And we're not going to lose any more positions because all these guys are laps behind. Well, no. Yeah, okay. Casey Kane just unlapped himself briefly for me. Eric Jones is on the lead lap, but he's behind all the lap cars per the wave around rule. So there we go.
Hey, right there.
I had to brake so late because I was worried Casey Kane was going to stick his nose in there. Thankfully, he did not. Or I just was able to keep him from doing that. There goes Hamlin cutting down in front of me.
Bottom is clear.
Yes, the bottom is clear. But it's not going to be clear if Hamlin loses it, which he didn't, thankfully. So 3 laps to go on the stage. And I think theoretically we can kind of just ride a little bit because I suspect everybody's going to come into the pits at the end of the stage. Go around the outside of McDowell. And absolutely, I don't know how close I was to that curb, but that was about as close as you could possibly get without hitting it. As there goes Buescher, almost crashing. Somehow he managed to save it. But Dillon and Stenhouse go up into the outside wall. We'll just follow Matt DiBenedetto through. That was a little bit close for comfort there. Now to the inside of DiBenedetto and Stenhouse. And we're just at the halfway mark in the race now. So underneath Stenhouse we go. And past him. Now I'm behind McFlurry. Ooh, contact.
Clear high. Clear down low.
Just ease it off the corner. If we can get some positions, we can, but we can't. Did that last statement make any sense? I don't think so. But 22nd in the second stage. So everybody is pitting. We've got 25 laps of fuel. We're not going to pit. We're going to assume there's going to be a green flag pit stop in there somewhere. So Brad Keselowski, old guidance counselor Brad, I'm sure he's so proud. The fact that his protege is leading the race and he's on the outside here at Martinsville. But we're racing once again. And a very good restart. 58 laps to go. So yeah, absolutely at least one green flag pit stop left in this race as Eric Almirola, the title-sponsored car of the title sponsor of the race, leads the group, at least behind me. He's second place, of course. But a good restart from Eric Almirola to get up into that pack and take the lead away. He was at the back of the field during one of the during the early part of the race, but clearly Almirola has found something. He's found some STP magic. As down the main straightaway we go again. This is the old story, pulling away on on the restart. So now it's going to be, we're going to have to work better in lap traffic. I have to be patient. I just have to be fast. Figure out a way to be fast without slowing down too much. That's the key. Again, we'll just try to do that whole rolling through the corner thing, because that was what it got us so much faster ahead of, or so much further ahead of everybody else in the field on that last stage. Car is hooked up really well. I'm really confident with the throttle, how much I need, how much I can use, and where it's putting me on the track. I'm a little bit less confident in traffic, but that's not on the car, that's on the driver as far as I'm concerned. Look at that, how close we got to the curb. Fantastic.
That was your best lap ever.
And we were rewarded by running our fastest lap ever at Martinsville. As I touched the wall just a little bit. Game lagged a little bit, so I wonder if there was some contact and problems behind me. Or it was just because I was touching the wall slightly and that decided to glitch the game out. We don't know. Off of corner number 2 we go. Again, car just hooked up, but Jimmy Johnson has moved back up into the second place. Keselowski's nowhere to be found. Don't know what happened to guidance counselor Brad, but he must have had an emergency meeting or something. So 51 laps to go. Long, long way to go. This is why I didn't run a 50% race, because we would still have like 100 laps to go. That would be very long. Maybe, oh, Long. Hey, we drive for Kyle Long. That's funny. Yay! And there is the back of the field. Just seeing them exiting turn number 1. Or I guess going through the center of 1 and 2. I've said this before and it's triggered people, but yeah, Martinsville kind of has just like 2 corners. It's really not 4. It's like the first corner and the second corner. You can get away with that sometimes at like Daytona where the corners are so long that it's like, okay, yeah, 1 and 2 and yeah. But no. This has 2 corners. Whether or not you want to call it 4 corners, that's your personal preference. But I'm driving kind of badly right now, so I need to refocus as I try to think about the amount of corners at Martinsville and rather not how to drive them. So we work through, and now I don't know who that is. It may be Stenhouse, who we're about to come up to lap. I would imagine we're coming up to lap some of the guys who are 1 lap down still. Of course, somebody would have gotten their lap back. I guess it would be Stenhouse, because that would explain, I guess, why he's running all the way at the back. I don't know. Well, we got 4.1 seconds on Jimmy the Juggernaut. Not quite as much space as I would technically like as Paul Menard comes into the pits. So trouble for Paul Menard, and there's more trouble up in front as there's smoke. But is there fire? No. Whoever got turned saved it, clearly. But that was an antsy moment there as the leader kind of coming into a smoke screen. That's not very fun. So 5 seconds almost is the gap, 4.5. Back to Johnson. And we're just going to work it around 3 and 4. Down the back straightaway. And now into the lap traffic we go. So this is what screwed us up the last time. Can we run well through here? Sadler. Which lane is not going to go? It looks like Sadler is going to be the slow one on the outside. So we just got to get that better exit, which we do. So in behind Stenhouse, lift early, kind of brake check Sadler, and he decided to reciprocate my brake checking by slamming into the back of me. It actually glitched the Chevy logo. He hit me so hard on the back. That was close. That was really close. Okay, patience, David. Not sure why I went down a gear, not sure when that happened, but I must have hit the button inadvertently at some point. I was wondering why the back end was sliding so much, and I saw I was in third. I was like, oh, well, that's bad. Underneath Stenhouse we go. A little bit of contact. Oh, a lot of contact with DJ Kennington. We saved him, though, so no yellow. I don't want a yellow to come out. That is a bad thing that would happen. So now the rear end is absolutely swinging all over the place because of the contact with, as I downshift again, because that time I moved up to scratch my nose. It was a long race, and my nose was itchy, and I hit the downshift button on the desk. I kid you not, that's what just happened. This is why I need a webcam for some of these races, because it's just that silly. Some of the silliness that has happened. As we work around the outside of Stenhouse. So what I was going to say is, since the car is loose now, we could probably get up to the top lane, try to utilize the loose condition to our advantage, as Jimmy is now closed in within 3.1 seconds, so he's gained a second in some of these shenanigans. As we work to the inside of Stenhouse, can we get to McDowell? No, Stenhouse is going to try to run me over. And inside McDowell, clear them both. Thank you very much. Now hopefully we can run a clean lap here as we don't have any traffic to deal with. Close once again to the curb. Seems like that is the fast way around. And hey, Guidance Counselor Brad suddenly back up into the mix as he goes to second place. So this is going to be a difficult string of cars to overtake. Earnhardt, Kane, Hamlin. Okay, Dale, why? Or I should call him Ralph. Is he Ralph now that he's retired and he doesn't have to market his name anymore? Okay, Ralph. Bye. Can we get you?
Keep it right there.
Let's get underneath Ralph here. Yeah. Bye, Ralph. I'm going to start calling him Ralph now. That's now a thing. As we get underneath Hamlin and underneath Kanye West.
Low.
3 wide. Not good. Bye-bye, Hamlin. underneath Jeffrey Earnhardt, who is somehow ahead of... So I downshifted. Why did I downshift? As we try to get around Jeffrey, who's somehow ahead of Dale, or I mean Ralph.
Easy.
I gotta get into the rhythm of doing that.
Low.
As there goes Hamlin to the inside.
Stop.
And we will get off of turn 2, nice and easy. And go into turn 2, nice and easy. Haha, reference to the thing that I was talking about earlier. 3 wide. In between Busch and DiBenedetto. Well, some people will be happy about what just transpired there. Some people won't be. But significantly more people will like what just happened than won't, I suspect. As we work around the outside of Castle and get by him. Out of the outside of Gase and LaJoy, getting all these BK cars underneath me. Come on, come on. Nope, not gonna happen. Not yet, anyway. This is a dangerous move. But we pulled it off, so never mind.
Top is clear.
I'm always worried about diving it in there on that corner because of the potential for penalty by going into the pits accidentally. That is never a good thing, and it's never fun at Martinsville when that happens. But we got 6.1 seconds on Ryan Newman, who has now moved up into that second position. Jimmy third, Busch, well, no, Busch third now, Jimmy fourth. It's all changing so fast, I can't keep up with it. But regardless, the more space we put between ourselves and the rest of the field, the more lap cars we put in between ourselves and second place, means we got a real shot at getting this thing. 30 laps to go. That's essentially one full stage to go. But it does mean that the next stop will be our last, as cars are pitting before us. That's very weird. We are getting excellent mileage then, which is a good thing, I guess. So everybody's starting their last stop, theoretically, anyway. Whether or not they actually have good gas mileage or decent gas mileage, who knows? As we come up behind Ty Dillon here, who moves up to 9th place. In fact, we're probably trying to lap Dillon, who's probably going to end up being the second place guy by the time we come by the start-finish line. No, he's the 3rd place guy. But regardless, we lapped him, so it doesn't matter. And up into the outside wall goes I. Do not wreck me trying to get in the pits. Alright, we're low on fuel as we lap Ty Dillon. So let's take a look. We got 2 laps remaining on fuel. Oh, there's a yellow. Oh boy. Well, we just lapped the field. We just lapped the field. We can repair the car, which is all good, all good. And now we're gonna wait. So, I guess there's just gonna be... Okay, everybody got the wave around. Never mind. Ty Dillon somehow got a free pass, but everybody got a wave around. That's very weird. So, who's on the lead lap now? This may be a very interesting top 10. Yeah, they're all not like 9 seconds back. So, apparently, like, some guys got the wave around and some people didn't. But regardless, the guy behind me directly is Guidance Counselor Brad, but Guidance Counselor Brad is not on the lead lap. So, yeah. Ty Dillon is now second, despite the fact that I lapped him because he got the wave around, or the lucky dog. But a bunch of other people got the wave around somehow, but the entire field didn't get the wave around. So I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. But the point being, we're now 4 seconds ahead of the closest competing car, and theoretically we're going to BS ourselves into a win here at Martinsville if we can just hang on for the next few laps. As Brad Keselowski, suddenly the AI have found some pace. Either that or I've decided to start going slow, which is a possibility, as we got 21 laps to go, 27 on fuel, so we're good, even for green-white checker nonsense. It's down into turn number 3 and 4 and 2, all at the same time, and off of that corner. 5 seconds is the gap back to Jimmy the Juggernaut, as we've got 20 to go, which is what, like, it's like 10 miles to go, really. That's bad math, I'm sure. Wait, no, this is a half mile. So yeah. About 10 miles to go in the race. 19 laps to go. I wonder if we'll catch lap traffic. It's certainly a possibility. Unless, of course, the yellow comes out. In which case, it'll just be me running around pretty much by myself. Then again, if another yellow comes out, the guys won't have gotten the wave around, so they will be placed directly behind me. Or in Jimmy Johnson's case, who currently runs second, directly alongside me. So it's a really, really big deal that this race stays green, thank you very much. Because if it goes yellow, we're actually going to have to fight for the win. More so than we are right now, where we've got a 7-second lead over second place with 17 laps to go. This has been an intriguing first Cup Series race, and once again, just like the Xfinity Series, we started with Motorsports Business Management at a short track, and it looks like we're going to take an unlikely victory after not really being in the fight the entire time, and then suddenly, here we are, running up front, pulling away, and a lot of the field got kind of screwed on a stage or on a pit strategy. It wasn't even stage strategy that got him this time. It was simply that the pit stops did not work out in their favor. How unfortunate. As we get off of turn number 2 there, down the back straightaway once again, 9, almost 10 seconds back to the lead lap cars. And there's the yellow. So here we go. So how many cars are on the lead lap? We're going to have 11. Chris Buescher will get the lucky dog. It'll be between myself and Jimmy and Blaney. Who is going to get it? Here we go. Good. Probably 10 laps to go, I'm guessing, when we get back to racing.
Ready, steady.
We're way past the restart zone, but whatever. Back to racing, 11 to go. I was one off in my prediction. So, 11 laps remaining in our Cup Series debut. Can't remember the last guy who won in his Cup Series debut. I guess it's, would it be Trevor Bayne? Did Bayne run a race before his Daytona 500 win in the Cup Series? I don't know that information. Let me know in the comments, but regardless, 10 to go. Blaney is now moved up into second. Larson up into third. Pretty good top 3. I have to say, I'm liking the top 3 as it is at the moment. As we come to 9 laps remaining in this one, is it going to be our day? Are we going to win in our Cup Series debut? How cool would that be? But we don't want to jinx it. We still got a long way to go. And potentially more restarts. You never know who's going to wreck who. Coming back to the checkers. Are Hamlin and Elliott going to get into it? Are they going to rekindle their rivalry? Is somebody going to get spun? Is McFlurry going to crash? So many questions. 7 laps to answer them. I'm going full Ken Squire here right now, as I was very slow off of that corner. And sending it off into turn number 3 and 4. Once again, just pulling away from Blaney and Larson. 6 to go. I almost said 5 to go, but that would have been wrong. That would have been misinformation on my part. Terrible, terrible misinformation. And definitely hard on the brakes there. On the throttle, almost on the curbing. Crossing the line. 5 laps remaining here at Martinsville Speedway. Down the back straightaway. Can we pull off our first Cup Series win? My fingers and toes are crossed that we don't get any more yellows. Larson moves up into second, so the top 2 is very good, in my opinion, at the moment. But I'm just waiting. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. That friggin' yellow. Friggin' David Hoots is waiting to put it out. And remember, in this game, for whatever reason, you can get a yellow on the last lap and the race is not over. So here we go. 4.7 is the gap to Jimmy Johnson moves up into second. Never mind. We're starting to see the back of the field. Don't think I'll catch them in the next 2 laps. But man, Carl Long is going to get a good payday from us as Cole Witt comes off into the pits just at the end of the race. So rip Cole Witt, 1 lap remaining here at Martinsville Speedway. Can we pull off a very, very unlikely victory? Yeah, it's looking more and more likely as we're coming through turns 3 and 4, right along the curb. Not really close to it this time. The checkered flag is out, and we have our first series win in the Cup Series. Unbelievable. So we take the victory over Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Larson. Look how many cars are laps behind the race. Keselowski, guidance counselor Brad, 2 laps behind with a stage win. David Reagan, after that fantastic qualifying effort, will all go for naught. DiBenedetto gets 6th. That's pretty cool. So that's yeah, that's excellent. Couldn't be happier with that result. Faux show. And wow, winning in our first Cup race is pretty cool. Hey, we go to 40th in the points with a playoff point, or 5 playoff points, a win, 40 points. We didn't outpoint DJ Kennington though. It would have been cool to be 39th, despite only running 1 race. But oh well. I wonder who was the guy who missed the race. Oh, I guess it would have been the 66. I guess it would have been Timmy Hill who would have missed the race and scored points. Obviously better than I did. Interesting. I guess the 66 car isn't as bad of a car as we think it is. But there's the grandfather clock for the victory in the Monster Energy Series. Hey, there's Monster Energy girls too. That's the first time I've seen that. That's interesting. Well, here I am in my motorsports business management suit. Our first win for the team, and it didn't even come in the series that I'm a full-time driver in. So, well, I guess I've reinstilled the confidence that Carl Long has in me because I managed to get his Cup team a win. Let's work on getting that Xfinity team a win, shall we? So, yep, the hot seat. Oh, nice job at that top 22 finish. Oh, wow. I didn't even know what the requirements were, but regardless, we got the top 22 finish. And Jimmy Johnson. I just saw the most amazing team thing. David Land isn't even on a team yet, and he just still won a Monster Energy NASCAR Cup race. Hashtag, that's incredible. Shouldn't that be Kyle Petty saying that? Oh well. Good job, Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate that. So, yeah, that's nice of Jimmy to give us a little bit of props. Oh, yeah. We've got double duty coming. And you know what? Since we were pretty terrible, we're going to go on easy, just try to get top 15 finishes. We got double duty at Texas, Xfinity and Cup. That'll be the next video. We'll see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you at Texas.